Though it may look like crash landings, it's all part of learning how to fly. These juvenile eagles are in their final stage of rehabilitation at the North Island Wildlife Recovery Center in Arrington.
We're sort of set to release a bunch of the ones from our flight cage now that have overwintered. Sometimes we're able to get them out quite quickly. Sometimes they spend the winter with us, and then once the conditions green up in the spring and the fish are back, then we release especially the young ones at that time.
Every year, approximately 25 to 50 eagles end up at the North Island Wildlife Recovery Center, where they're given the best possible second chance at life.
We have a really high success rate with the bald eagles. I'd say about 80% or so. Generally, we'll see them from raising orphaned young that are found on the ground and they're raised at the center and then released, or it's those that are adults and are injured and brought in. So we see them for a real variety of reasons. A lot of the time it's vehicle collisions. We do see gunshot wounds, electrocutions, lots of habitat, or in years when the environment's just not that great and there's not a lot of food, we'll see starving eagles come in.
They saw less starving eagles this past year, likely due to our milder winter and good herring run. But every year varies, and they never know what to expect.
You never know how many are going to be out of the nest early and not taken care of by the parents the way that they're supposed to, and busy roads and that type of thing.
When first brought to the center, eagles are kept by themselves for treatment, where they can be given medications and their feeding monitored. They transition into outdoor pens that allow them to stretch their wings before moving into the final flight cage.
It's a really great facility to have. It's 110 feet long, so it's actually the longest flight cage for bald eagles in North America. And it's our sort of graduation pen of rehab. So it allows the eagles to fly and build up their flight muscles and their respiration and their abilities to cope once they get back out into the wild.
When an eagle is not able to be fully rehabilitated, it becomes a permanent resident and moves into the area visited by the public.
Our rehabilitation side of things is off limits to the public, although our eagle flight cage is set up so that people can get a peekaboo into what's happening. But we do have a large public viewing area with our permanent resident raptors and other animals, so it's really important that the public come out, and it's a chance to get up close and personal with some of the wild species that they might not get that close to in another situation, and the education that people can leave with of how important these different birds and animals are, and trying to conserve them and their habitat. There's definitely a good opportunity out here for people to come out and learn about that.
The North Island Wildlife Recovery Center has been helping animals for 30 years. They have special events lined up throughout this season to celebrate their 30th anniversary. Information about those events can be found on their website, and they also have a Facebook page. In Arrington, I'm Kelly Robinson.